Hondoc on the island of Gozo, and I am Planetary Penny Dix, and I'm going to be telling you all about tonight's full moon in Pisces, which will appear later, I'm assured. Okay, but anyway, on to the serious stuff, because this is really actually quite an exciting, super full moon. It's a corn moon, and it was called a corn moon because it's all about harvest, because it's September, so it's harvest time. So it's all hugely symbolic. And you'll all be glad to hear that this full moon is a lot kinder than the last one we had, because the last one had a really nasty angle from the planet Uranus in Taurus, and the following day you may or may not remember that we actually had a rather nasty explosion in Beirut, and that was courtesy of the full moon squared by Uranus. But tonight, thankfully, Uranus makes a nice kind aspect to this full moon, and because it's in Pisces and it's loosely widely conjunct Neptune, that rules is the god of the sea. So we have the sea behind us, but it's a bit difficult to see it because it's dark here in Gozo. But because Neptune is involved in this full moon, what this means is this is a moon about thoughts, feelings, imagination, dreams. It's about turning dreams into realities. It's really interesting actually, because the chart for this full moon, because the full moon was actually live this morning at 7:21 Central European time, and there's an Arabic part called the part of fortune, and that is actually conjunct Neptune nestling up to the moon, and that's really rather nice because that makes this quite a fortunate full moon. So you know, I've done a full moon ritual in actually bringing in a very sad stray cat to my family, and I've called him Minky Moon, and he is my offering of service to the kind of the planets, if you like, and he is my gift back, and he's a lovely little thing, and one day he'll be a really beautiful pussycat, but he's got to have lots of things done to him first, poor little thing. So you may also have full moon moments, and you need to sort of focus on what they might be. There might be something like, you know, a real kind of culmination or sort of resolution within a relationship, or a dream may come true because it's Pisces and Neptune. Now the sun, of course, is in Virgo, the sign of thinking, thought, of attention to detail, of, you know, all the little details. So, you know, this tells me you need to pay attention to the sort of the dreams you want to bring into your life through this full moon. You need to think carefully about the words you use, and you know, words have vibrations, so we have to choose our words wisely when we invite in from the cosmos. But I think you'd all like to know how this is going to affect you individually, so I'm going to run through all the signs and how it's going to affect each sign separately. So let's start with Pisces, because the moon is in Pisces. So any Pisces here? Yes, we've got a Pisces. Okay. Right, well this is for you, sir. Right. Well, this is all about you, but then isn't it always? Because it's in the first house, it's very much about you, how you're feeling about yourself, and as if you're going to feel, I think, reborn and rejuvenated. And knowing your past, which I'm not going to share publicly, I can understand that you are probably more than happy to be back on Gozo after the few months you've had locked down in deepest, darkest parts of the world. So it's a good one for Pisces because it is in your sign, so it's always about feeling rejuvenated when we have the full moon in our sign. Now let's move on to Aquarius, because for Aquarius, any Aquarians here? No, okay, right. No Aquarians. Well, for Aquarius, it's actually in the second house. Oh, we've got one here. Right, yes. Okay, well, it's all about money for you, sir. It's all about possessions, property, acquisition. So it could be the completion of a project that you have been working on. So that's what this full moon brings. So if you have any wishes or dreams to put in place about that, this is the time to do it. Now we're going to move on to Capricorn. Have we got any Capricorns? Any goats? Oh yeah, there's one over there. Right, okay. Capricorn, this is in your third house of thinking and communication. And so this is about, maybe you need to refine the way you communicate, because Capricorn is the sign that has got all the big boys, as I call them at the moment, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and they are moving slowly towards each other as we speak, because they're going to have a grand kind of quite broad conjunction around November, and that's going to be the kind of last major aspect they make in Capricorn for a very long time, and we will all breathe a sigh of relief, because it may mean that some of the difficulties we're all challenged with this year, with the virus situation, governments, the whole bit, maybe we'll start to see some light at the end of the tunnel and a turning of corners. So for Capricorn, this is about, I think, adding the final touches to any projects you put in place. Sagittarius. Yes, we have a Sagittarius over there. Fantastic. This is about the home. So this Pisces moon is for you to make... oh, is the moon coming up? Oh, yes, it is! This is so exciting. It's like one of those wildlife programs where the animal suddenly appears. We've got the moon! And so for Sagittarius, this is about the home. So this is about completion of a project to do with the home. So it's a really nice moon for you. It means any dreams or ideas you've got about doing some different things with the home, maybe creating a different area, creating something quite magical, great time to do it. Now let's move on to sexy Scorpio. Do we have any sexy Scorpios here? Well, they're not owning up to it then. Okay, well, Scorpio, for everybody out there in media land, Scorpio, it's in your fifth house of creativity and children and projects. So it may be that maybe it's all the kids going back to school, because that would be the completion of a rather long year of a permanent holiday. And also it'll be about, if there are projects you've been working on, Scorpio, this is actually about seeing them come to some kind of fruition. Because full moons are always about results and completion and that nature of things. But now we're moving on to Libra. Have we got any Librans here? Everyone's very quiet. And there are actually lots of people here. Right, no Librans. So in your sixth house of health and day-to-day work and service to others. So this full moon, I think, sees the culmination, the ending of a work job, an everyday job that you've had to do, which has perhaps been a bit laborious and difficult, and this will be it moving on. So that's brilliant. Now Virgo, I know we've got some Virgos here. There you are. Right, so this is in your seventh house of significant people in your life, like your other half. So for me, I think what this means is that there is some kind of sense of completion, sense of renewal, sense that a coming together with a significant person in your life, husband, wife, partner, soulmate. And also it can invite in, if you haven't actually got a soulmate or someone who is your significant other, this Pisces full moon is a really good one to actually just invite it in, to bring it in. But now let's move on to Leo. So Leo, for you, it's in the 8th house. Any Leos here? Leo lines? Over there, yes. Hello, Leo lines. Hello. Oh, another line. Lovely. So, to these Leo people, and also if any of you know your ascendant as well, listen out for your ascendant. I know some of you do, but the Leo moon in Pisces. So we've got this Pisces full moon. For Leo, it's in the 8th house. Now that's about transformation. It's about death and rebirth. It's about other people's money. It's about inviting kind of transformation into your life. So for me, I know it is because I'm actually a Leo ascendant. I know it's probably about the fact that I've brought this pattern to my home. So I am transforming his life, and he will no doubt transform mine. So that was my kind of full moon offering. So, but let's move on to Cancer. Any Cancerians here? Hello, Cancerians. And for Cancer, it's in your 9th house of travel. You're not planning on travelling anywhere, are you? Maybe, right? Well, I think because it's in the 9th house, it's actually very much about also higher learning and getting back to school and getting back to college and all those kind of things. So it's bringing something to a conclusion. So it could be that if travel has been waited for, at last one can see that it's going to happen, because this has been a year of stop-start and never really knowing, and having to accept that if we do take the risk to travel, we may well find our plans are messed up along the way. But now moving on to Gemini. Gemini? No. Oh, yes, one over there. I know there is there. Gemini, it's in your 10th house of career. So this is very good for closure on any career projects that you need to sort of really bring to some kind of conclusion. And think outside the box, because you might find that because it's Pisces, that you've got some aha moment ideas that will come in to help you find the way to solve a career problem in a really good and constructive way. So now we're moving on to Taurus. So Taurians, yes, I am. So this is for me. Taurus, it's in the 11th house of hopes and wishes. Now, what this is about is anything that one wants to set in place, or again invite into one's life, because it's in the 11th house. It's also about larger groups of people, so it's really interesting that I'm doing this full moon video with a big group of people around me, because that kind of lives out my Taurus 11th house. So that is also just really nice, really cool. But it is good for Taurus. In fact, I would say for all the signs, this is a much better full moon than the one we had last month. So finally we come on to Aries. Have we got any Aries here? Oh, it's all very quiet. No, obviously not. Right, well, Aries, for you out there in Media Land, it's in your 12th house of dreams. Now, what is this about? Well, I think this is really nice because I think, Aries, you felt quite trapped and imprisoned by a lot of what's been going on in your life. And I think this full moon is seeing a completion of some of the difficulties you had to cope with on a deep inner psychological level. So for you, Aries, this is a really nice moon. And so that's all the signs. I don't know if anyone out there has any questions they want to hurl at me, because I'm very happy to answer questions. No, they're all too shy, but never mind. But anyway, so have we got some nice pictures of the moon? Is it there? Yes, it is. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fabulous. That's lovely. That is really lovely. And whilst you gaze at the moon, I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone here for coming down and watching this live. Really appreciate it. Big clap to you. Thank you. And I want to say thank you very much to Gozo in the house for hosting this full moon video. And thank you to the crew of Gozo in the house, who are the ones doing the filming. what stars they are. And the next live will be the new moon, which is in Virgo this month, and I can't remember, I think it's the 17th, but don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the 16th or 17th. And that'll be on the Planetary Penny Dix page. So, in the meantime, I would like to wish you a great full moon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.